They say opinions are like assholes, and I agree because I'm afraid to share mine at work. But every once in a while, my boss is like, open up, and I always regret it afterwards. I am neurodivergent, and if you don't know what that means, that's a term white people use to make it seem like we overcame adversity. It's weird being neurodivergent because you never think anyone's gonna like you. Like, I have blonde hair, blue eyes, I'm 100% German. All that going for me. I don't think Hitler would like me. I think he'd take one look at me and give up the whole, like, Aryan race vibe he had going on. There's no way I can be part of a superior race. I'm 100 pounds, I'm mentally ill. My wife is Jewish and she opens jars for me. I'm inferior in every way, and I told that joke to my mom, and she said, oh, well, Hitler would like you. Shows what a good mom she is. I had a weird dad, though. He was always trying to, like, prepare you for a tough world. I didn't know a dad could hug his kids until I saw an episode of Full House. And even then I was like, oh, San Francisco is pretty gay, huh? Yeah. He did a good job, though. Like, I do feel prepared for a tough world, but what I do not feel prepared for is eye contact from a loved one. And turns out that comes up way more often in my day-to-day life, you know? Whenever my wife looks at me, I turn less into a good boyfriend and more into an abused shelter dog. My fight or flight response very much kicks in, and I don't know if you can tell from the outfit, but I'm team flight 100% of the time. It's weird being in a relationship like that because she's like a bottomless pit of intimacy. She loves affection, and I love being alone, and that means that only one of us can be happy at a time. And it's so unfair that it's always me. You know, we get in fights about it, but, like, I don't think she's that good at intimacy either. Like, we've been together a long time, and she only says I love you in these weird cartoon voices, like I'll be getting ready for work, and she'll be like, bye, honey, I love you so, so much, and I'll try to answer back equally as cartoony, like, hey, I love you too. Because I only talk to her through Fat Albert, which they say is pretty healthy. No, we do have a healthy relationship. I think we've just been together too long. Like, we started off as, like, this young college couple, and now we're this weird 30-something couple, and turns out it's way more fun to be a college couple. That's a more fun time in your life. We used to get drunk on a Tuesday and make out, and it was awesome. And now we get drunk on a Tuesday, and it's like, we're not drunk, Will, you're drunk. Again. I think we can all agree that's less fun and a her problem. I showed who I was immediately. She is the one that changed. I had a weird upbringing in, like, a lot of ways. I grew up in a funeral home. That's the business my family ran. And it turns out, like, living in that environment, you're around death a lot. And it makes you a weird kid. I didn't know I was weird until the second grade. We read this book about this sick old lady, and she died at the end of the book. And my whole class is sobbing, learning about death for the first time. And I'm sitting there stone-faced thinking, I bet that casket's $14.95. Judging from the rest of the book, she's got pretty good life insurance. Why are we crying? This doesn't feel like a sad one. It feels like a Tuesday, actually. Being in the business changes the way you think about death. It changes the way you think about a lot of things. Like, to most people, flowers represent love and affection. And in my culture, flowers represent a friend who wouldn't fly into town for your funeral. Like, my wife asked me why I never got her flowers, and I was like, oh, it just occurred to me that a live human would want flowers. Why haven't I gotten you flowers? You haven't earned them yet, honey. And people always ask the same thing when I tell them I grew up in a funeral home. They're like, oh my God, was it scary? Did you see a lot of dead bodies? Were you so scared all the time? And I did see a lot of dead bodies, but I don't think dead bodies are scary. I don't think you should think that either. I actually read somewhere that 100% of crimes are committed by live bodies. So if you're afraid of a corpse, but you, like, have a boyfriend, I would get those facts straight. Boyfriends do, like, way more murder. I looked it up. No, truth be told, I'm happy I grew up in the funeral business because, like, it's a good business to grow up in. Like, it's pretty recession-proof, no matter how the economy's doing. No matter how the economy's doing, the mortality rate's been at 100% for quite some time, actually. If anything, a bad economy helps us because people are just kind of killing themselves and the economy's low, and that's where we come in. But good economy, bad economy, you're going to need us either way. That's why our slogan is Lampe Family Funeral Home. We'll wait. All right, thank you very much. I've been Will Lampe. We got a great show tonight. Stick around.